In the spirit of the boy wonder Robin from the 1960s sitcom, Holy Fishing Trip, Batman. I find myself wondering, what was Jesus teaching and preaching from that boat? The story doesn't say. What was Jesus teaching and preaching before the miraculous catch of fish? We'll never know for sure, but we do know that it was Jesus's habit to teach a message and then show the message. And he always uses whatever is at hand. Start right where you are in this place, this time, this moment, and show the message. So maybe it's enough that we have the showing. So let's look at it. Now, fishing is not my career or even my hobby, never has been. But nevertheless, I could share stories about times when I thought my efforts had been a total disappointment, a waste of time. And then something happened to turn it around, something surprising. How about you? So maybe Jesus is telling us that the holy is present even on our most mundane, mediocre, even melancholy times. It would be so like Jesus to remind us that every moment, every person, every bit of creation is holy, especially the moments that are so minimal and the people who are most marginalized, the bits of creation, the beautiful, precious bits of creation who are racialized or forgotten or declared non-existent, or the ones denied a living wage or equal access to health care, the bits of creation most liable to be polluted. All these people and creatures. It would be so like Jesus to remind us to keep on keeping on, even when it seems like we're failing. To try again and again. It would be so like Jesus to remind us that unworthiness, sinfulness, immobilization, being stuck, these things are not barriers in God's plan. And also, what does Jesus mean when he says the disciples, and by extension we, are called to fish for people? Ched Myers says that there is perhaps no expression more traditionally misunderstood than Jesus' invitation to the disciples to become fishers of people. The metaphor does not refer to the saving of souls. It's not that Jesus is making them instant evangelists. No. It comes from Jeremiah 16:16, where it's used as a symbol of God's censure of corrupt leaders. The hooking of fish is a euphemism for judgment upon the rich and powerful. Jesus is inviting common folk to join him in his struggle to overturn the existing order of power and privilege. You and I might feel daunted by this call. I sure am. But fear not. Every action, small, large, seemingly successful, seemingly failure, every action is holy and will be multiplied by the God who called Isaiah, Moses, Miriam, the woman at the well, St. Paul, Dorothy Day, and the disciples on the shore and in the boats of Gennesaret. You and I and all the other women and men called by God are holy and beloved. Believe this. Believe it. Even on the days you don't see it. We must never lose faith in love's ability to make a divine difference in the world. Mark David Janis says, the only way the devil can stop your holiness from blessing the world is to convince you that you have no blessing to give, and that Christ is not walking with you on your everyday journey to holiness. My sermon today gets its inspiration from Ched Myers, who wrote Binding the Strong Man, and from Diana Butler Bass's Weekly Musings, and also from Mark David Janis, a Paulist priest whose online reflections I admire so much that I quoted him several times just now.